Test, test, test. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? So, I need some answers, y'all. Is anybody else's trading view not working? Or is it just my trading view? Let me know if y'all's trading views are... Like, I'm getting alert. Okay, now it's updating. As soon as I say that, now it wants to update. As soon as I say that, now it wants to move. Right? Because I was trying to get my chart set up. And I was like, why are my charts not moving? And as soon as I start the live and say that, now the charts want to move. Like, I don't know what's been happening. It's kind of happened on Monday, too. This happened on Friday last week also, where, like, the charts lagged out. And usually I don't have issues with TradingView, so I don't know what's going on. But my computer's also been bugging out as well. I might have to get a new computer soon. So it might be my computer, too. But let me know if anybody else's TradingView was bugging out, because my computer's been bugging out as well. It might be that time to get a new computer, y'all. For those that are OGs, you know, I've used the same computer since I started all this stuff. It's been about 4 years now. So it might be time for a new computer in the next couple of months. But I'm going to keep using this shit until this shit don't work no more. But the charts are working now. That's why I was a little bit late, because I was trying to get the charts together and the charts weren't updating. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I was hitting up TradingView support and stuff, because I was like, you know, obviously we can't trade if the charts aren't updated. But now the charts are moving now, so let's go look for some setups. Let's go look for some setups. Let me know if the mic's sounding good, y'all. Let me know if the mic's sounding good. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right, so we got a few setups we're looking at, y'all. We got a few setups we're looking at. Like, you can see here how it, like, stopped at 215, and now it's updating now, which is interesting, but we're gonna look for some setups. So let me get my charts together, y'all. Got a new video, excuse me, got a new video dropping for you later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. I just gotta get my charts together. Cause I just restarted my computer, cause I was like, maybe I gotta restart my computer. Maybe that's why TradingView is bugging out. But nah, it just was glitching or delayed. I don't know what's going on, but the charts are moving now, so we're gonna look for some setups. We got a few setups we're looking at, y'all. We also do have FOMC today at 2 o'clock, so make sure to keep that in mind as well. But it's hilarious. As soon as I started the live and asked y'all that question, the charts wanted to start working. Maybe it was waiting for me to go live. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was just waiting for me to go live. What's going on, Doug? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? So we got some retracements going on. But if y'all was in the live yesterday, 3 for 3 on the charts. NAS did a nice move. Gold did a nice move, and GU did a nice move as well. I missed the GU setups. I did take the gold setup. I couldn't post the signal in time because, as y'all can see, that thing fucking dumped. And when we go to the smaller time frame, this literally took place on a single 5-minute candlestick. Right, like this literally took place in a 5-minute candlestick, so couldn't really post that signal in time. But all the charts did go as projected. This is why I tell y'all have to pay attention to what I'm talking about. Pay attention to the prices, set your alerts, do what you got to do, right? Because not all the time is the market's going to be like, hey, wait, hold up, Wade's trying to type a signal up. Let's pull out a chair and wait for him to type the signal up for both futures and indices. Then we'll do the move we're looking for, right? That's why you have to be there a little bit early. That's why we'll be on the charts before the move happens. That way we can prepare for the next move. But we're going to be looking for continued GU sales here, y'all. We just retested this level, so we're about to see if we can maintain this level as resistance right here. I like this setup right here. We do have FOMC today, so make sure to keep that in mind. Not going to be going live with the members today during FOMC. Probably going to go live tomorrow during 8:30 news. I got to check my schedule. But yeah, so we have FOMC today. So again, how FOMC days go, we're either going to see some volume London session and New York session, or it's going to be dead all New York session up until 2 o'clock. But we're still going to be on the charts looking for some setups. Again, there was some weird things going on with TradingView, but the charts are moving and updating now. So we're going to let NAS push, right? Because again, NAS, we're just going to let NAS do its thing. All right, I'm not really looking for buys today on NAS. So even if NAS pushes up all day, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm really only looking for sales on NAS, looking for continued sales on gold, and then we're looking for sales on GU and GJ. Everything sells today. Everything sells today, y'all. Everything sells today. Let me move this alert up. So let's pay attention to GU right here. I like this GU setup right here. Let's see what this next 5 minute looks like. If GU can maintain 35.65 as resistance, we can look for sales going to 35.45. So that's what we're going to be looking for right here. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me looking at your charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. We're also going to be looking for gold sales here. If gold can break back below and maintain 49.18 as resistance, we can look for sales going to 48.80. New 5 minute just popped up. So we're paying attention to GU and gold right now. Make sure to like the live. Y'all hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 4,800 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Shout out to those that was in TikTok live yesterday as well, y'all. I gotta start posting the recordings on YouTube. I just gotta remember to stream on YouTube while I'm doing the TikTok lives, but I just be getting straight to it. I be forgetting to do it, but I am gonna start doing that. I promise y'all. I just gotta remember to do it, and then I have to have the setup a little bit different too. Like there'll be a lot of stuff on my desk, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah, I'm liking this rejection here. I'm liking this rejection right here. Yeah, look at that rejection right there. Yeah, we're gonna take this setup here. We're in this thing right here. Yeah, we're in this right here. Look at that push. We just hit TP1, y'all. Again, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes you open up the computer and you jump right into a trade. Sometimes, like yesterday, you gotta wait a little bit. But we're in there like swimwear, y'all. TP1 just got hit. Again, clean, easy. Just go with the flow of price. Let me know who's in this with me. Let me know who's in this with me. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy, easy. I'm telling y'all, the TikTok lives, tune into the live streams on YouTube, watch the trade breakdowns. Literally just broke this setup down, we're in it. Price is dumping. Again, just very simple. Just go with the flow of price, enter and exit off the key price levels. Look at that rejection, look at that push down. Easy, y'all. Let's see if we can break through this level of traffic right here. New 5-minute just popped up. Just got in. Keep in mind your entry though, because depending where you enter that, that's gonna make your stop loss bigger than mine possibly, and also the RR smaller. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, make sure you enter at a good price, right? Because if you entered like right here, this goes from being a 1 to 2 RR setup versus if you entered here a 1 to 1, or if you entered here not even a 1 to 1. You see what I'm saying? So entries are always important. That's why in the signal room, I always tell y'all my price as a reference, so y'all know like exactly where I got in at, so you can either understand that when you take the setup, or you know what I'm saying, wait for price to retrace. You know what I mean? That's why I always tell you the entry as reference that I entered at. And of course, if you want to know the entry SLs and TPs, y'all know what to do. Click that link in the description, join the Advanced Play Signal Room. Technically, I'm 2-0 for the week, but like I said, I couldn't post the gold setup in time because that thing fucking ripped. But we're 1-0 for the week as far as the signal room is concerned. Again, we're going to need some volume to break through this level of traffic here, so we still got a little bit of work to do. But we are bearish, so we are going to be looking for sales today nonetheless. Again, we do have FOMC today, and we do have a few levels of traffic we got to break. So do keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. But yeah, everything else is just retracing, so we're going to just let those do their thing. We're just going to let those do their thing. We're going to look for another possible gold setup here, though. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any chart drop in the chat. But we're about to see what this next 15 looks like. Again, we need volume to break through this level of traffic. If we don't see volume in the next 15 to break through this level of traffic, we might see another retest take place. So do keep that in mind. Those that just entered the live, we're in this trade right now. We just hit TP1, barely missed TP2. Just rewind to the beginning of the live, and you can see me break this down as well as enter the setup right here. New 15 just popped up. Yeah, there's the retracement. Again, the more you're on the charts, the more you're going to be able to anticipate what's going to happen next. Because like I say all the time, price does the same shit over and over and over again. Right? So the more you're on the charts, the more you take notes, the more you pay attention, the easier it is going to understand what's taking place and what's going to happen next. Especially when y'all got y'all's copy of the playbook. Y'all don't got y'all's copy of the playbook yet. I don't know what y'all doing, y'all. I don't know what y'all doing. New 15 just popped up, y'all. Again, if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling and patiently waiting. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal free Telegram. You'll see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. The game plan for today is sales on everything, y'all. We're looking for sales on everything. If NAS keeps on pushing here, I'm gonna leave NAS alone. But if NAS can break back below and maintain 24.840 as resistance, we could look for sales going down to 24.780, and then we could maintain 24.780 as resistance. We could look for continued sales going down to 24.720. Gold, we're looking for sales as well. We could see price possibly retest 49.58 and hold as resistance. We could look for sales, or if we could break back down below 49.20 and hold as resistance, we could look for the same sell setup we took yesterday, going to 48.80. All right, y'all. And then again, we just took a GU sell. We hit TP1, rejected. About to see if we can retest this level, maintain this level as resistance. And then GU, we're looking for sales as well. Again, that thing dumped yesterday, so retracements are due. But as long as we are still holding a couple levels of resistance, we're going to look for sales. Again, I'm not looking for buys on anything today. I'm not looking for buys on anything. So with GJ, if we can retest and maintain 208.65 as resistance, we could look for sales going back down here to 208.30. And then we can hold 208.30 as a resistance. We can look for sales going down to 208. About to see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. Again, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, Playmaker_Wait. TikTok, _Playmaker_Wait_. Post daily on both pages. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today as well. All right, new 15 just popped up. We're pushing back down. We had a nice drop in the last one. We're about to see if we can hit TP2. We're right back at TP1. We're about to see if we can hit TP2, y'all. Goals right back at the zone as well. So we're going to be looking to see if we can break back below and maintain 49.18 as resistance. If so, we can look for sales going to the downside. GJ and NAS are still retracing up, so we're just going to let them do their thing. We're just going to let them do their thing. Again, y'all, if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat, and I got y'all. Or if y'all just want to watch the charts, just watch the charts, y'all. But again, if you got questions, this is one of the best times to ask me questions when I'm live and we're on the charts. But again, don't just be waiting for me to say I'm buying, I'm selling. Pay attention to what I'm talking about, what I'm saying. Pay attention to what the markers are doing. Pay attention to how price reacts to the levels. Everything's important, y'all. Everything's important. But yeah, we're back at TP1. We're about to see if we can hit TP2 right here. Well, I got a nice entry on this too. We're going to need some volume to break through this level of traffic right here. Why not take entries on GJ and NAS? Because you want to go with the flow of price, all right? So when we go look at GJ, all right, and we go onto the daily time frame, and it's like I talk about in the playbook and Playmaker University, and this is exactly what I be talking about in the TikTok lives, right? These are the three cycles price is ever going to be an uptrend, consolidation, and then we got the downtrend. All right, we got the downtrend. So when we look at price right here, which one of these three cycles do we see? All right, which one of these three cycles do we see right here? We see we're in the downtrend, right? So, and this is exactly what I talk about during TikTok lives, right? Trading is about going for high probability, high quality setup. So if we're in a downtrend, trending downwards, what move is bigger? The move to the downside, move to the upside? The move to the downside, right? So if I'm going to put my hard-earned money on the line, I want to go for trades that are going to give me the highest likelihood of seeing success. I want to go for trades where the volume randomly kicks in, like the internet talks about. It's going to go in my direction in my favor, right? And if the moves down are bigger than the moves up, and if we're in a downtrend trending downwards, it makes the most sense to only go for sell setups, right? Just like if we're in an uptrend trending upwards, I'm gonna have the most success going for buys only. You see what I'm saying? So even though price is retracing and breaking levels and pushing up, I'm not going to go for a buy because we're not in a uptrend. You see what I'm saying? We're in a downtrend, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply wait for price to hold a level as resistance and go for sells. And if it doesn't hold my levels I'm looking for as resistance, I'm just going to let it do its thing, right? Because what you have to understand, you can't go for everything, because if you go for everything, you're not going to be able to understand what works and what doesn't work. That's why a lot of people online are confused, because they go for a reversal Monday, they go for a continuation Tuesday, they break out trade Wednesday, they wait for a retest Thursday, and then they use an indicator Friday, and then they go review their trades. There's not enough information on what works, what doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not looking for a buy here, because that is going against the trend. All right, I only go with the trend. Right, just like with gold yesterday. What would happen in gold yesterday if we would have went for buys here, just because on the smaller time frame price broke this level? When the volume kicked in, you would have took a loss for no reason. You see what I'm saying? And again, you don't have to catch every candlestick. The goal of trading is not to catch every candlestick, not to catch every pivot, every point. You want to be picky with your setups. You want to be picky with your setups. But right now, we're just simply waiting for volume. Again, we had huge dumps happening yesterday. Tokyo session and New York session yesterday. And then we have FOMC today at 2 o'clock. So make sure to keep that in mind as well. So again, with FOMC days, it's either going to be like slow as hell all day until the news pops off, or we can find some setups before the news. We're still chilling at TP1 right here. We're about to see if we can break past this and hit TP2. And then we're looking to see if gold can break below, and we can look for another gold sell set up here as well. And now, to be fair, things will sometimes work, right? Things will sometimes work. But that's how you get caught in the trap of just doing anything and going for anything. Because you got to think deeper. Just because it can sometimes work, does that mean it works all the time? Does that mean it works most of the time? You see what I'm saying? You want to go for what is most likely going to happen at all times, right? You don't want to, because if you just go for anything ever again, it's going to be hard to understand why things are working, why things are not working. That's why all these people on Instagram and TikTok, as soon as a trade doesn't go in their direction, they can't explain why things are happening, and they just blame the markets, right? If they take a loss, oh, manipulation. Oh, the buyers took over, the sellers took over. Oh, a fake out liquidity grab. Oh, there's people sitting at a round table stop loss hunting me. But as soon as they win a trade, oh, I'm the best, I'm a genius. You see what I'm saying? But when you actually know how the markets work and you consistently go for the same setups, you're going to be able to understand what's happening at all times. That's why I'm able to answer anything and everything without hesitation, because I understand how everything works. You see what I mean? So again, you just got to take your time, learn how the charts work. That's also why we got the chill music playing in the background, because this is how trading is. It's very chill, it's very relaxed. You shouldn't be in a rush to take setups. You shouldn't feel any pressure. Just stick to your game plan and wait for price to come to you. That's literally all you got to do. That's literally all you got to do. So we're about to see if gold can maintain this level as resistance, and if so, we can look for the same gold sell setup we took yesterday and the same gold sell setup we talked about in yesterday's live stream. Good question though, good question. Like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm not going to roast and make fun of you, and I promise you, you're not the only person that has that question or has that same thought. I promise you, you're not. So we're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. Again, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. We're 1-0 this week. We went 5-0 last week. We went 5-1 the week before that. And then we wrapped up January, 20 wins, 3 losses, giving us an 87% win rate. So that's how we're doing so far this month, this quarter, and this year. As far as how we wrapped up last year, you go to January, I think January 4th. Yep, January 4th. You can see how we ended quarter 4 last year, October. Let's move this over so we can pay attention to how price is reacting. All right. But October last year, we went 30 wins, 4 losses. November, 27 wins, 3 losses. December, 23 wins, 5 losses. Ending the quarter, 80 wins, 12 losses, giving us an 87% win rate, catching a total of 305,000 pips. So again, losses are going to happen, but by following my rules, going with the trend, waiting for my retest confirmations. Yes, I still lost trades, but did I win more trades or lose more trades? I won more trades, right? Again, nothing is 100%. Yes, we had a 100% win rate last week, but again, if you look at the months or the quarters, losses are going to happen. But the goal is to win more than you lose. Make sure your winners are bigger than your losers, and make sure your losses are small and consistent. The goal isn't to be right every single time. You want to be right most of the time, of course, but you're going to be wrong. Because again, even if you follow your rules, if a reversal decides to happen today, you can't control that. That doesn't mean you're wrong to go for your setup, as long as you're following your rules, right? Or let's say, you follow your rules, but there's low volume. You can't control that. You see what I mean? So again, it's about going for high probability, high quality setups. And then if you go to, I think January 9th, yep, January 9th, you can see how we wrapped up the entirety of 2025, all 12 months combined. We caught almost 1 million pips last year. We went 232 wins, 30 losses, giving us an 85% win rate. So yeah, y'all, this stuff really works, y'all. We've been doing the same thing since 2022, averaging high 80, high 90% win rates. You go to where it says subscribers, over 4 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots, positions, screenshots of signals, student results, testimonials, all that good stuff, y'all. I gotta post some more. I don't really be posting like I need to as far as student results, testimonials, cause I just be chilling, y'all. I just be chilling for real. I just be trading and chilling, but I do be getting messages all the time. Like, we had a shit ton of students get funded last month. And we're still chilling at TP1, y'all. We just gotta wait for volume. That's all it is to it. We're gonna see what 4 o'clock's got in store for us. NAS is still chilling at this level right here as well. So we're gonna be looking to see if gold can break below and hold this level as resistance. That's what we're looking at right now. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today, and I got a new post lined up for y'all on TikTok and Instagram today as well. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. But also make sure to explore the playlist, y'all. I got a bunch of free videos on YouTube that's going to help y'all out. So don't just be watching the live streams, again, waiting for me to call signals. Explore the videos, explore the channel, ask questions, and I got y'all. We're about to see what this next 15 hour looks like right here. Now, news days, I say it all the time. News days are simple. Just trade before news, trade after news. If you want to actually understand how news works, you gotta come behind the scenes when we talk about it, all right? Members, especially new members, because I know we had some new people join over the weekend. Make sure to go to the past New York news recordings in the Telegram channels and watch those, all right? Make sure to check those out. We're not gonna go live today's news. I mean, we'll be live on TikTok, but we're not gonna be like live streaming and talking about the news on TikTok. We're gonna be going back to the teaching. And plus, it's 2 o'clock. Like, I'm not taking a setup at 2 o'clock. I don't recommend anybody trying to take a trade 2 hours before market close. That's not wise. That's not wise. Again, can you catch a setup? Yes, but what is the likelihood of you consistently catching setups or taking trades or being able to get in and out of a trade 2 hours before market close? It's not likely to happen all the time. Again, you have to start thinking about not just what can happen, but is it going to happen? Will it happen? And what is most likely going to happen? So we're about to retest this level here. Again, we hit TP1 and rejected. Gold still chilling right here as well. GU did do a big ass dump yesterday too. We did do a big ass dump yesterday. We got a few levels we need to maintain. And we've been kind of struggling with the bearish momentum as well with GU. We got to break past the support level for the downtrend to continue. We rejected it yesterday, so we're going to see if today we can do that. But we are still bearish, which is why we went for the sell setup on here. Gold's pushing back down. Let's see if it can close. I want to see it close below here so we can see a retest. But we just got to wait to see what price is going to do. We just got to wait to see what price is going to do. And y'all did not get wicked out on GU. Again, rewind to the beginning of the live. I told y'all before the new 15 popped up, which was like 30 minutes ago, that we was going to possibly retrace if we did not break past that point. So if y'all did not heed my words and get wicked out, you might as well hold the SL or TP gets hit. Alright, you might as well hold the SL or TP gets hit. If you don't take a winner or get wicked out, just hold the SL or TP gets hit. It's very simple. All right, let's see if gold can retest this level here. Let's see what G is up to. Up, we're rejecting. It is what it is. Everything else is retracing back upwards as well. Let's see if gold can hold this level as resistance right here. You say, yeah, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I put in your signal trade sell GU to, and it hit my stop loss. So where did I put the new stop? What was your stop loss? Did you put the stop loss I put in there? Because if so, it didn't hit the stop loss yet. Didn't hit the stop loss yet. Matter of fact, let me double check. Yeah, I didn't hit the stop loss yet. Send me a screenshot of what you put your stop loss in TP for. Message me on Telegram, send me a screenshot, but it didn't hit stop loss yet. But like I said, you're new too, so these trades you're taking, you need to be on a demo account so you understand how spread works, lot size calculation works. But it didn't hit the stop loss yet, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But again, like I said, if you was in here earlier, I told you before the retracement took place that the retracement was going to take place. Like when we first hit TP1, I told y'all that we was going to retrace. So again, you got to pay attention to what I'm talking about as well. But you're brand new, so you got a lot of stuff to learn. You got to understand. You got to, you got to get your feet wet a little bit. Understand how the markets work and move. But I told y'all, and again, y'all can rewind the live when we first took the trade. I told y'all after this 15, before this 15 popped up, that if we don't break past this point, we're most likely going to retrace. You know what I'm saying? And then we was right back at TP1, so you had another opportunity to get wicked out or make some money. So again, y'all, if y'all don't understand how the markets work, if you see price retracing or you're scared or nervous, take your profits, right? Or just hold the SL or TP gets hit. But I told y'all I was going to see price rejected. We didn't break past that point. You said it's supposed to be the GU for futures. I ain't never heard of that, but let's take a look at that really quick. You said it's supposed to be the GU for futures. You said it's called 6.8. No, he said 6B. So they're saying it's supposed to be. Well, it does say British pound, so I think it's just the pound. It does look similar to GU. The prices might be a little bit different though. It's at 35.64. This one's at 35.75. So yeah, that's pretty much how futures are though. Like for example, we look at NAS100 and we pull up NQ. The prices are going to be off as well, but the market structure is going to be the same. So I think that is kind of. I think they ain't lying that time, right? Because if we look right here, the market structure looks the same. Obviously, it's a delay because I use NAS100, so I don't got to pay for the CME shit. But you can see here, well, let me just go into daily time frame. All right. And let me trash these levels because I got to redo my levels on here anyways. But if we look at the market structure here on NAS100, and then we pull up NAS100 on a naked chart. We can see the market structure is the same, right? But the prices are different, right? This is at 24.904. Obviously, it's a delay because I don't pay for the shit. But then you can see this one's at 24.851, right? Two completely different prices. So that's why, like in the signal room, you'll see And by the way, y'all, if it's London session and I call a signal, you need to be in the live stream. All right, do not be hopping in after I call a signal, or you gotta. I'm telling y'all, if y'all actually want to learn how to trade, you gotta tune into the live streams. You gotta ask questions. All right, you got to. That's why I shout out everybody that be in the lives. But that's why, like, when I call a future setup, like for example, when I called that NAS100 setup last week on Monday, that's why I called a NAS100 setup, and I did a futures entry in SL, and you can see the prices are different. So yeah, I think that is. I think they're not lying about this being the GU version, because it looks just like GU. If I was to go into naked chart, it looks just like GU. Looks just like GU. That's interesting though. But yeah, so yeah, just trade it the same if you want to trade it. Prices are different. That's funny. So now you're gonna have me explore some shit. So now y'all about to make me call future setups for Forex pairs now? Is that what y'all about to get me to do? Y'all are gonna be call future setups for Forex pairs now too? Is that what we got going on, y'all? Let me see something. Yeah, I did the same shit yesterday. Y'all about to give me some more work, y'all. So y'all need to go look up the GJ for futures as well, then, if that's the case. Y'all got me to doing some more work, but I love it. I love it. So find the GJ version as well, and then maybe I'll start doing 6B and whatever GJ is for the future side as well. But I did not know that. That's interesting. That is interesting. Shout out to you, Nas. Shout out to you guys. But let's put these charts back up. Like I said, I don't know everything. I just know what I know. That's why I talk about what I talk about. But if I don't know some shit, I'm going to tell you I don't know some shit. But yeah, we got a lot of these charts we're tracing right now. We can see this with GJ as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what New York session does, and also if FOMC does anything, because the last few news events didn't really do anything crazy besides like the 2 o'clock news. The 2 o'clock news has been doing stuff, but like the New York news hasn't really been doing anything too crazy lately. So we're going to see if that's going to change this week. We're going to see if that's going to change this week. I'm going to have to fix that stop loss though. I don't like that stop loss. Do not like that stop loss. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But we got gold retesting this level right here. We hit TP1 on GU twice, and then it rejected. And then we're looking to see if gold's going to hold this level as resistance. Now it hit stop loss. So we hit TP1 twice. Not a bad setup there. Let's see what gold does right here. And again, y'all, that's the reality of trading. Not every trade is going to hit the final TP. That's why, again, you have to manage your trade and also know what your risk tolerance is. Are you okay with taking a small win and getting wicked out, or would you rather go trade long term and hold the SRTP gets hit, and then just let the RRs from the TPs getting hit on the final TPs, you know, cancel out the losers, right? This is the things you have to figure out. But that's why you have to practice on a demo for on a demo for a little bit, so you can understand what type of trader you are. Because some people, they're like, fuck it, I'm going for a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 RR. So even if I lose a trade, my next trade, if it's a winner, is going to cancel out 2 to 3 losses. Other people are like, you know, I just want to take a win, whether it's a small win or not. I'll wait for the home run when the home run comes. You know, you have to figure out what type of trader you are. But this is why, again, when I'm live, I be breaking the stuff down and also giving y'all heads up for like rejections and stuff like that. Because you tune into a lot of the live streams. I do that a lot with the trades we take live. But that's also why I have multiple TPs, right? So again, when these multiple TPs get hit, you're either going to see price reject or break through. That's why there's multiple TPs. That way, if I'm letting you know a TP is hit, you're in profit, and that's when you have to make the decision whether you're going to keep on holding, whether you're going to take partials, invest on profit, whatever the case may be. That's why there's multiple TPs. So there's multiple opportunities to be looking at the charts and profit, and multiple opportunities to make the decision whether you want to hold to SR or TP gets hit. But yeah, this wasn't a bad trade right here. But we just got price retracing right now. Again, a lot of these charts are retracing. Retracements are part of the game. But I see if gold can hold this low as resistance. If so, we can look for the same sell set we took right here. But like I always say, y'all, we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m. Just wait for 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and 9:30, and look for a setup going into New York and market open. Right, we do have FOMC today at 2 o'clock, so do keep that in mind. And then later on tonight, we do have Australian news as well. It's crazy how today's already Wednesday. I think Monday kind of threw me off. I think that's what it is. I think Monday kind of threw me off. Let's see what else we got going on here. I paid for the data. Let's do it. LO, please do. I got you. I got you. But yeah, if you find out the GJ version, let me know, and I'll do the GJ version as well. I got no issue with that. Because if that's the case, then y'all gonna be eating a lot more. Because some of y'all be killing me. Some of the future traders, y'all be hitting me up. Y'all be like, should I switch to Forex? Because you be calling a lot of Forex setups. I'm like, I be calling future setups too. But now y'all don't gotta trade. I mean, if y'all still want to trade two different brokers, you can. But now y'all don't have to do that because Yaz over here just put me on game, right? Because y'all be cracking me up. I be dying in the back end, y'all be hitting me up. Y'all be like, I might switch to Forex because you ain't call it a future setup, but that Forex setup just hit. And I'm like, that's how it be. Sometimes I don't call any Forex setups and the future setups hit. That's why I look at both though, because there's bound to be at least one or two setups. You know what I'm saying? There's bound to be at least one or two setups, whether that's on the Forex or future side. But again, we can see a lot of these charts are rejecting and retracing, so that's what's going on in the markets. Again, you have to understand what's happening on the bigger time frames to understand what's happening in the trades you're taking, and also understand what's happening on the smaller time frames. I say it all the time when you see these videos online where they're talking about price actions bad. If they flip their phone around, they're on the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute time frame is not going to tell you what's taking place in the markets. The 1 minute time frame is not going to give you the information you need. But when we go into the bigger time frame, we can kind of see what's happening, right? We had a downtrend, then we had a lower high, and then price fell to make a new lower low, right? Hit this level yesterday, rejected. We see price retracing. So yes, we're still bearish, but we can see price is kind of rejecting, and we can see a possible reversal take place, right? So again, when we go to the smaller time frame to take a setup, we can understand what is taking place and also know how to handle the trade we're in. That's why when we rejected that first time, I told y'all, hey, do not be surprised if price retraces this next 15. And what did price do? It retraced and rejected. But again, we can see the same thing. Why did that do that on GU, right? Because again, we had the downtrend right here, lower high, lower low. Price yesterday hit the support level, failed to break that support level and rejected. And then we see what price is doing right here, right? So depending on what price does today and tomorrow, we're either going to see price break this low, make a new lower high, lower low, or we could see price possibly reverse. Who knows, right? We don't know until it happens, but that's what's happening in the market. So again, you have to understand what's taking place on the bigger time frames to know what to do on the smaller time frames, but also know how to go about the trades you're taking. You see what I'm saying? So new 15 just popped up. So we did close below this level. We did hold this level as resistance. So this is looking like a nice setup here on gold. But again, gold is kind of funky as well. A lot of these charts are kind of funky as hell. That's why we didn't really take a setup a couple days last week, because a lot of these charts are just funky as hell right now. Like, look at gold. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why it's important to understand what's happening on the bigger time frames, because gold is not in a very clean downtrend or a very clean uptrend. We are still technically bearish, but again, the markets are funky as hell. This is why I be doing what I be doing during the TikTok lives all the time. Again, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all should see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. This is why I always say understand the 3 cycles, respect the 3 cycles, and follow the 3 cycles. But that's why I always say as well, we're not going to always see an uptrend look like this. We're not going to always see a downtrend look at this. Exhibit A, right? Exhibit B, you know what I'm saying? And I can do a C and D if I wanted to as well, but y'all get the point. So these are things you have to understand, right? These are things you have to understand and put into account when you're taking setups. This is why people just say price action is bad, or they're confused why price is doing certain things. It's because you got to understand the bigger picture to know what's taking place. So whether you like, love, or hate it, this is just part of the game. Price is not going to always be in a clean market structure. And if you think price is supposed to be in a clean market structure all the time, again, just look to the left. Funkiness, 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 right? It happens. Semi-clean market structure, funkiness, right? Crazy looking uptrend. So again, the trends are not going to always be perfect. Take advantage when they are clean and perfect, but they're not going to always be perfect. And then consolidation is going to happen at some point. Consolidation is going to happen. Reversals are going to happen as part of the game. So that's why instead of complaining about it, you need to understand how to trade within it, right? Or know when to not take setups. But again, if you just scroll to the left, you can clearly see that price is not going to always be in a clean, perfect uptrend or downtrend. That's just how the markets move. That's just how the markets work. They move in cycles. So until we clean up and get some volume, that's just what we got to deal with. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So we're still looking for sales on GU though. Even if price reverses, I'm not going to look for a buy on GU today. About to see if GJ can tap this level and hold this level as resistance here. Gold's holding this level as resistance. But yeah, that's just how it be. That's just how it be. The reality of trading is not as perfect as people be portraying it on social media. It's reality of trading, you know. Sometimes you just gotta take that small win. Or like I said, just think long term, hold the SRTP gets hit. Because again, if we just do simple math, we look right here, 1 to 3 RR, let's go to this month, right? Even if we was to hold till final SRTP get hit, or we trade zone to zone, again, even with the losses, the wins will cancel out the losses. See what I mean? So this is why you have to self, know what type of person you are, practice on a demo account to know what type of trader you want to be, and what is your risk tolerance, things like that. Let's see how GJ reacts to this level. And this is why I always wait for break and retest as well, because let's look at GJ right here, right? Let's look at GJ. Let's say we saw this sell to the downside, rejected, right? And let's say we saw this wick right here. So we're thinking, let's go for sales, right? But when we look here, price did not show holding this low as resistance. This is also why I don't do limit orders. I always market execute. So if we would have went for a sell here just because price touched this level, we would have took a loss for no reason, when all we had to simply do was wait to see if price was going to hold this low as resistance here, which it clearly didn't. You see what I mean? So again, never be in a rush to take a setup. Always wait for your confirmations. And let's see if GJ can hold this level right here. Let's see if GJ can hold this level right here. Gold's still kind of just chilling right here. GU's doing that. NAS is still kind of just chilling right here. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna watch gold and we're gonna see what GU does. If it pushes back below and holds as resistance, I might look for another sell setup on here. But yeah, so I'm gonna be back New York session. I'm gonna keep an eye on gold, but I'm gonna be back New York session. Members, you already know I'm gonna do the New York price watch list for y'all. Again, we have FOMC at 2 o'clock, so make sure to keep that in mind as well. But just a quick recap, we hit TP1 twice on GU, well really 3 times on GU. Caught a small move, wasn't bad, then it rejected. And now we're looking to see if gold's gonna hold this level as resistance right here. We can look for a possible sell setup. NAS and GJ are retracing. GJ just hit a zone, so we're about to see if we can hold this low as resistance. Oh, look at that. This was just a green candlestick. Look how it's rejecting, right? So now we're going to see if we can hold this level as resistance, though. Because if not, we can see price keep on retracing. And because, again, these markets are funky right now. These markets are funky, right? We have bullish momentum, some consolidation, reversal, trend came back up, another reversal, lower high, lower low. But you can see here, price is kind of stuck at this level of traffic right here. So again, we need some volume for price to keep on pushing down, or volume to push back up, right? So we just gotta wait for the volume to kick in. So that's why we're looking to see if the news is gonna give us some volume so we can take some smoother trades. So we're gonna be seeing what today and tomorrow. We got a shit ton of news on Friday as well. So about to see how the rest of this week plays out. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that, y'all. Make sure to catch up to the videos on the playlist. All videos on playlist, well, obviously the videos are up to date. All playlists are up to date, y'all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see you scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. You see how we did last month and last quarter. And yeah, y'all, we're about to see what New York sessions got in store for us. Let me catch up to the chat really quick. Sent the link for the futures tickers. So are you trading Forex or futures, New? Are you trading Forex or futures? From my understanding, there isn't a cross pair for GJ. The 6J, which is Japanese yen for futures, moves completely different in my opinion. Quick. Let's take a look at it really quick. Gold's retesting that level again. Let's take a look at it really quick. You said 6J. Like I said, I'm learning something new every day. I ain't ever gonna act like I know everything. Yeah, this shit looks different. Yes. So we might just stick with the GU setup. I mean the 6B. Because this don't look right. This don't look right at all. This looks like reversed. This looks like a backwards. What the? Yeah, this shit don't look right at all. This shit looks. Yeah, we're not gonna look at this. We're gonna act like we ain't see this right here. Hold on. Yeah. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna delete that. Yeah. So I'll just add 6B to the list. We'll just add 6B to the list. Stay here for gold. I mean, I told the game plan for gold, so if y'all missed the game plan for gold, NAS100, GU, and GJ, rewind to the beginning of the live. But I tell y'all, I am not one of these streamers that's on my computer desk for 10 hours straight. I do not do that shit. I do not do that shit. Now, if y'all got questions, I can be on for a little bit longer, so ask questions. That's how you keep me on longer. But if there ain't no questions, I'm about to go in my bed. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go cook something, edit some videos. I'm gonna do something, right? Because again, before I started live streaming, I was not one of these people that's staring at my desk all day waiting for a setup. I don't do that shit. When I get off the live, I wait for my alerts to get hit. Once I get a beep on my computer, once I get a text on my phone, that's when I hop back on the charts. Like a lot of times, if I call a signal outside of the live streams, I'm in bed or out and about. I am not at the desk unless I'm doing one-on-one sessions, making videos or live streaming. All right. So again, I told y'all the game plan for gold. Ask questions. I'll stay on longer. So I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to ask some questions, type in this chat. But again, if there's no questions, and if I understand that ain't shit about to go on for the next hour or so, I get off the charts, you know what I'm saying? Or I get off my computer, at my desk, that is, right? That's just the type of trader I am. And that's the type of trader y'all should be as well. Y'all shouldn't learn how to day trade to make it another desk job or work from home job. That's not the point of day trading. And at least in my opinion, that's not why I started day trading. I started day trading for the convenience, and you know how people online talk about quote unquote freedom. Staring at a desk for 10 hours ain't no damn freedom. That's a work job. That's what I used to do when I was working, right? I used to sell fucking insurance. That's what I used to do. Sit at a desk for hours. I ain't trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So GJ's holding this level right here. Let's see what this next 5 does. New 5-minute just popped up. GU's chilling right here. Again, if it does break back to below and hold this as resistance, depending on how it looks, I might take it again. I might go for round 2 on GU. Ain't gonna lie, I got wicked out. Might go for round 2 on GU. Gold. Just doing what gold's doing. Like I said, I have a feeling like yesterday, we're not going to see a lot of setups play out till New York session. Again, this has just been a little bit of a weird week. We had President's Day on Monday, but also the market structure is funky as hell right now, like we talked about earlier. So again, if y'all just joined the live, I highly recommend y'all rewind to the beginning. All right. I'm going to say that all the time, every day. Always watch the whole thing. Now, of course, like if there's like a setup about to take place that's different, or you want to ask me a question that's different, but after you ask me your question, after the live is over, definitely rewind to the beginning or watch the playback, because we be having a lot of good questions asked and answered, and then also I be breaking shit down. Well, yeah, the markets this week are gonna be very interesting. Still nice setups though, because again, even with the funky markets, GU still went as projected yesterday, gold still went as projected yesterday, and NAS still went as projected yesterday. So there will still be setups. We just have to wait for the setup. That's all you gotta do is just wait for the setup, right? And new, this is another example of why I just go with the floor price, right? Because again, there's exceptions to the rules, but you don't want to trade based off the exceptions. Because if we look right here, what would have happened if we would have tried to go for buys here or buys here instead of just waiting for sells? We would have got fucked up a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? So you always just want to make it a habit and a rule to just go with the floor price. All right, just like with NAS. I'm looking for sells on NAS. If NAS decides to fly all day, I do not give a fuck at all. I do not care, because my game plan for the day is sells. So what price does outside of my game plan has nothing to do with me. You see what I mean? Like I tell the members and students all the time, you only make money when you enter a buy or sell and exit a trade. You only make or lose money when you enter and exit a trade. So if I'm not in a trade, no matter what price does, it's not making me lose or make any money. You see what I mean? You got to stop looking at candlesticks as, damn, I just missed money. That's not the point of candlesticks. Candlesticks is information. All right? Candlesticks is not money. They can turn to money, but you don't need to look at every candlestick as money. That's going to fuck you up. Speaking from experience. So GJ is rejecting this level nicely. Holding as resistance nicely. Let's see what this next 15 does, though. Let's see what this next 15 does. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Gold ended up rejecting. Could try to retest this level here. GJ's pushing down. Let's see what else we got going on. Both Forex and futures. Let me grab my phone. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today as well, y'all. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. But you need to watch this video new. And everybody else that's trading funded accounts needs to watch this video right here. But let me see the message you sent me. I don't see a message. Message me on Telegram, new. Because you was talking about you got stopped out of GU before the stop loss got hit. So send me a screenshot of your trade execution. Can I check on US30? We can take a look at US30. Why not? You know, I've been ignoring US30 for a little bit. US30 might actually be bullish, so you might be on to something. US30 is probably bullish still, but let's find out. Because like I said, I haven't traded US30 in a couple weeks. Yeah, so US30 is technically bullish. But as you can see, I haven't traded it in a few weeks. So if you want me to look at US30, let me update the levels really quick. And I'll get back to you on that. New fit popped up. Let's see what GU's about to do right. And then we got doing this, and then we're doing this. So we're gonna pay attention to GU right here. I'm gonna cut you to the chat, and I'm gonna mark up US30 for you. Can you look at ES? What level should I pay attention to today? I was thinking 6900, short to 6857. Feel like it's in sync with NQ. I've been paper trading this. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna look at ES as well. So I'm gonna look up US30 and ES. I'm gonna pull up US30 and ES. I gotcha. See, this is how you'll keep me on the live longer. If y'all want me to do longer live streams, ask me questions, okay? Again, y'all, I am not going to be here watching paint dry or talking to myself. So if I already know what I'm looking for or what I don't see, I'm going to end the live, right? But if y'all want me to do longer live streams, ask me questions, okay? Just like I be talking about the TikTok lives. I'm not live on TikTok just to hear myself talk or remind myself how this shit works. I'm on TikTok just like I'm on YouTube to help y'all out and answer y'all's questions and interact with y'all. All right, so if y'all want longer live streams, you'll notice when you look at the live streams on the YouTube channel, the ones that are usually past the hour and an hour and a half are live streams where there's a bunch of questions being asked, right? So if y'all want me to do longer live streams and keep me on longer, ask questions. All right, that's the secret. Longer London session lives will happen if y'all ask me questions. So with that being said, if y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But yeah, let me mark up US30 and ES really quick. And again, pay attention to how prices reacting to these levels. And make sure to like the live and subscribe, y'all. All right, you're on the best trading platform. Shout out to the playmakers in the best trading community. But make sure to like the live and subscribe, y'all. We're almost at 4,800 subscribers. We can get to that easily. All right. Let me take a look at this. Well, US30 is in reversal territory as well, so a lot of these charts are just funky right now. But let me pull this up. So you're telling me you think ES is moving similar to NAS? Yeah, it is moving similar to NAS. And your paper trading, see, this is why Yaz is one of the top playmakers right now. She came in November last year, and she don't be playing no games. She do not be playing any games. All right, she do not be playing any games. And Yaz, I'm revamping Playmaker University as well. I'm gonna start slowly updating and changing videos and adding videos. Of course, I'll let y'all know when videos got updated and changed. But I've been bulk recording the weekend and this week some updates. Nothing's gonna change too much, but you know, as you do things every day, you're going to improve. So I'm gonna be able to break things down a lot more clearer. And also the markets have changed a little bit since the last time I updated. So be on the lookout for that, especially like with all the all-time highs and shit like that. So be on the lookout for that. As well as I'm going to be adding some more parts as well. You'll see when I do it. You'll see when I do it. You'll see when I do it. I'm probably gonna start adding that shit this weekend. All right. So we got US30 marked up for Paul, and then we got ES marked up for Yaz. All right, so give me 1 second. Let's pull this back up really quick. You said PJY is the ticker for GJ. Shit, y'all about to give me some more work today, huh? Is that how y'all feeling? Let me look that up really quick. You said PJY? I just saw it. What PJY. Let's see if that's the case. We might have found something, y'all. Okay, so it's not updating though. Maybe because the markers are closed. So I have to take a look at this when the markets reopen at 9:30 to confirm. But GJ is going as projected so far, y'all. So if y'all took a setup on GJ, y'all should be up around 10 pips right now. So shout out to those that took that setup. But it looks kind of like how GJ looked when it closed yesterday. So I'm gonna have to wait for market open to see if it is accurate, because it looks like this right here. So you might be on to something. You might be on to something, y'all. Again, shout out to the playmakers. The playmakers are in the chat, making me do more work, y'all, but it's all good. I love it. So yeah, I might start adding those to the New York price watch list. I don't know about the Sunday chart analysis because I'll be trying to get that shit done and over with. I'll be doing a lot of shit Sunday night. But the New York price watch list, I have no issue doing that with the New York price watch list. All right, so with US30, US30 is in reversal territory, ladies and gentlemen. It is in reversal territory. So how I would go about US30 is I would not look for setups. Hey, I don't care. Y'all plus setup. Y'all can do what y'all want. I'm just telling you what I would personally do, and then y'all with that information. I'm just gonna tell you what I personally do. So for buys here, if we could hold 40 as support, we could look for buys going to 49. Not 49. Let's just call that 50,000, and then possibly up to 50,140. Or if we break below and maintain 49,550 as resistance, I'd look for sales going down to 49,430. Possibly 49,300. Okay, that is what I would personally do with US30. Boom. Now let's go ahead and pull up ES. It is moving somewhere to NAS100 NQ. You are correct. Again, I have the delay, but it's still the same shit. So I got you, yes. So with ES, same thing. We are bearish, but we are kind of getting sucked back into reversal territory. I wouldn't really look for sales on ES. I wouldn't look for sales on ES today personally. You said you was looking at a short at 6,900. Look at that shit. I'm telling you, she's one of the top playmakers right now. I literally just marked off these levels, and she got the same levels as me. Yeah, so I'd look for sales there if we hold as resistance. You said the 68.57. 68.57. That's a big trade. It's going to have to break past and maintain 68.84 first before it can get to 68.57. But I'd personally, I would have watched to see how price hits here. But I personally would want to wait to see if it could break below and hold 68.84 as resistance, then go to 68.50 or like you said, 68.57. And especially if we can hold 68.58 as resistance, we could look for continued sales going to 68.42. So yes, you're correct on your analysis. I see what you're seeing as well. This I wouldn't really call it A plus setup. This would be like a B setup. That's why I said I'd rather wait for price to hold this level or this level as resistance, because this would be a little bit more of an A setup right here and here. This is still a valid setup though for sales. If it can't hold as resistance, it'll just be like a B setup, not an A setup in my opinion. All right, so gold's pushing back down below. Let's pull up GJ. GJ is still kind of chilling there. Excuse me. Let's pull GU back up. Again, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. About to catch it to the chat right now. Maybe I shouldn't have told y'all the secret. I'm playing y'all. But again, if y'all want me to have longer live streams, ask questions. That's why I say all the time, you got any questions, drop in the chat. But if I see nobody asking questions, I'm like, well, damn, okay. I'm just going to get off. You know what I mean? Let's put NAS back up as well. See what NAS100 is talking about. And if I talk too fast, you know what I'm saying? We're on YouTube, so just rewind, pause, do what y'all got to do. Yeah, NAS at that next zone. Yeah, so NAS is out the question unless it breaks back down below, in my opinion. Let's see what else we got going on. I don't understand if you say follow the flow of price. If NAS is going up, why do you want to sell? Shouldn't you buy? Again, you want to follow the flow of price on the bigger time frame. When you rewatch Playmaker University, I tell you the time frame I identify the trend on, and I tell you to identify the trend on the daily time frame. Okay, when you go to the TikTok lives, when you look at the playbook, I tell you the same thing. Identify the trend on the bigger time frame. You have to follow the flow of price based on the bigger time frame. The bigger time frame gives you the bias, which is going to give you the game plan. It's also going to tell you what price is doing. The smaller time frames only show you what price is doing at that exact moment. You enter off the smaller time frames, but you need to identify the trend off the bigger time frames. No problem, I got you. I'm not sure what you mean because you pay for the not delayed. Okay, maybe that's what it is. But if your stop loss was at the stop loss I told you, you did nothing wrong, right? Again, I told y'all before the retracement took place that the retracement was going to take place. So if you didn't get wicked out when it was at TP1 multiple times, you just hold the SL or TP gets hit. So if your SL got hit, that's what happens. You either hold till SRTB gets hit, or you trail your stop loss or take partials. That's literally the only ways you can trade. Again, not every trade is going to be perfect. Not every trade is going to be perfect. All right, I'll say that every day. All right, if this would get the fucking way, I don't know why they always trying to make me do emojis. Right, we look here. Did we hit the final TP on GU this day? No, we did not. Did we hit the final TP on gold? No, we did not. But we were still in profit and still able to make some money. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with this chart. Did we hit the final TP? No, but we were still able to make some money. So if you didn't close or move your stop loss and profit, even though we was at a 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3, just because the final TP didn't get hit, you would have took a loss for no reason, right? So that's why I say you have to practice on a demo account, take some trades. Like, you're brand new. That's what I was telling you in the back end. Like, be on a demo account. Do not trade funded or live accounts. You need to practice first. You need to practice. Again, y'all, the markets are not going to go anywhere unless the apocalypse happens and we start bartering again. Unless the barter system comes into play tomorrow or the apocalypse happens, the markets are not going anywhere. So you just need to take your time to learn how the shit works. Okay, I promise. I know it sucks, but I'm trying to help y'all. Everything I tell y'all to do is for a reason, y'all. I promise you. I promise you. And I'm not like Mr. Miyagi. I'm not just telling you to wash my car and not explaining why. I'm telling you why. I'm telling you to wax on, wax off. Right? I'm not just saying wax on, wax off, and then we get an attitude. Then I'm like, okay, fight me. Look, you learned some shit. No, I'm telling you exactly why you need to wax on, wax off. You see what I'm saying? So just, again, trust the process. Just trust the process. It's called the playbook for a reason. If the coach gives the football team a play, do you think the coach wants to hear? Now, again, I'm not saying don't ask me questions, because I wanted to clarify the question, but I'm just saying, like, trust the process. This is why I go live. This is why I do these videos. So not only do you understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, but you see why the shit I'm saying is working. You see what I'm saying? So again, you have to follow the flow of price on the bigger time frames. All right? Bigger time frames. You enter on the smaller, but you identify the trend on the bigger. You watch my trade breakdowns. You see me do that in every trade breakdown. You look at the Sunday chart analysis. Am I on the 5-minute when I do the Sunday chart analysis? Right? No, I'm on the daily time frame when I do the Sunday chart analysis. You see what I'm saying? Because I need to understand the market conditions on the bigger time frame. The smaller time frame is not going to help me understand what's happening. The smaller time frame is only going to show me what price is doing at that exact moment. You see what I mean? So gold is still kind of consolidating, chilling there. GU did break back below this level, so we're going to see if it can hold. I'm not against around 2 on GU if it can hold this level as resistance. We just need some volume, right? All we really need right now is some volume. With gold, you can see gold's been chilling in the same spot for an hour. We just need some volume right now. So like I said, if you don't see anything between now and 6 a.m., I highly recommend just waiting for New York Open. I highly recommend just waiting for New York Open. Because that's kind of how yesterday was. Remember, I was looking for sales in yesterday's live stream, and price ranged literally until 8:30, 8 o'clock. Right? So it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that sometimes. And again, what would have happened if we would have went for buys here? We would have got fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So again, sometimes reversals happen and work, but we're not trying to go for something that sometimes happens. We're trying to go for something that happens most of the time. Again, trading is about going for high probability, high quality setups. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on. 49.19 for a gold short. Yep, that's what I'm looking at as well. That's what I'm looking at as well. MP. Okay. Well, if you're trading both Forex and futures, you don't need to. That's what I'm saying. You got, for right now, pick either futures or Forex, because you're doing what I used to do, which was I used to just want to trade anything and everything, right? Like when I first figured out this strategy, I was trading everything. I'm not lying. Go to my YouTube channel right now. Go to live streams. Right? Matter of fact, let me pull up another tab. Because some of y'all think I be playing when I be saying this one shit. Some of y'all think I'll be playing when I be saying the shit I be saying. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all right now. Alright, because I'm so serious. I'm so serious, y'all. Go to YouTube. Go to live streams. Okay? Go to oldest. If you watch my oldest live stream, you can see it right here, but we're going to play it. If you go to my oldest live stream, you can literally see I used to have 20 fucking charts open. So when I tell y'all less is more and to slow down, I'm being so serious. Like, I'm not joking. Y'all can see it right here. I used to literally look at like 20 different fucking charts for no fucking reason. Right? So I was the same way when I first started trading. And again, you can see I used to trade all types of shit. You never heard me say Australia, New Zealand unless you're an OG playmaker. You never heard me utter GBPJPY 30 EUSDX. Some of y'all probably don't even know what GBPJPY 30 EUSDX is. Y'all probably don't even know there's a Japanese 100 or Japanese. I think it's Japanese 100, Japanese 50, one of the two, right? You ain't never heard me say Euro GBP. You ain't never heard me say what you call. I don't trade GBP New Zealand no more, right? You don't see me calling this. You will never hear me say a Swiss franc pair. I don't know how the fuck people trade Swiss franc. That's Chop City 90% of the year, but that's neither here nor there, right? So I used to look at all types of shit. But now I'm at the point where I know which ones move the smoothest, in my opinion. And I also know that you don't need to look at a lot of charts, right? So when I tell y'all these things, I'm telling y'all these things so y'all don't take the same path that I took, right? That's the point of having a mentor. You learn quicker and you avoid the mistakes your mentor made. But also things start to make more sense quicker as well, right? So again, some things you just have to learn the hard way, but I'm going to try my best to make you avoid most of the things you have to learn the hard way, right? So again, y'all, I'm telling y'all, just especially if you're a playmaker, just stick to the playbook, trust the process. And if you're not a playmaker, click the link in the description, become a playmaker. Or again, watch the videos, ask questions, and then you'll see how things make sense. All right. But yeah, y'all. But yeah, markets are kind of just chilling right now, as far as the charts I'm looking at. So we might not see any action until New York session again. But it is what it is if that's the case. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal free Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my Signal service of mentorship programs, y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. Get y'all's copy of the playbook, y'all. We will be live later on today on TikTok. If you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Telegram, Instagram, or TikTok. I respond to all messages. All I ask is if you know you have a question or something you want to ask me, please don't just say yo or what's up, right? Because you know my next response is going to be what's up back or how can I help you? And then you know you have a question. So just because again, you're not the only person messaging me. I have a bunch of people messaging me every single day. So just for efficiency purposes, you can say what's up, then ask the question, but do it in one message, right? Because I might respond to you in 5 minutes, I might respond to you instantly, or you might not get a message back from me for a few hours. So to make it quicker and more efficient on both our parts, you can say what's up, but ask your question, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you know you have a question to ask me. Again, it's just efficiency. All right, y'all. But yeah, peace, we out. Well, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, cool. Peace, Doug. All right, peace, we out, y'all.